on March 11, 2004. Our next guest previously served as the Deputy Commanding General, Reserve Component of the U.S. Forces Command. He holds a business degree from the University of Evansville and is a graduate of the U.S. Command and General Staff College and the U.S. Army College. Please extend a warm welcome to Major General R. Martin Umbarger.
Well, thank you, Commander Wong. Distinguished guests, my good friend, National Adjutant Dan Wheeler, fellow Legionnaires, thank you for this invitation and for the opportunity to be with you this morning. And welcome to Indiana and to Indianapolis. I will tell you that my wife and I really enjoyed and were honored to be a part of your Legion's parade on Sunday afternoon. It was great to see the camaraderie and the state rivalries as you passed by the reviewing stand. And also, I'd like to thank you for permitting our Hoosier Youth Challenge Academy cadets to march in your parade. As you saw, those of you that were there, they were standing tall and they were looking good. Hard to believe that just 6 weeks ago, they were walking the streets in cities and towns of Indiana being high school dropouts, not knowing which way to turn in their life. They surely didn't know how to say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, and most certainly they didn't know how to march in cadence. But after 6 weeks, this wonderful program, this part of 28 states has them. Many of your states has programs like this. This is our 11th class, our largest class, and we're very, very proud of it. We're also proud of our Legion, State Legion office that's been a huge sponsor of our program. It's out at the Soldiers and Sailors Home out in Knightstown, Indiana, and I want to give my thanks to the State Association and Commander Miller for all his support. You know, we in the Indiana National Guard were pleased also to host the Legion Riders as they rolled in from New York with over 300 motorcycles rode into our headquarters, and they conducted their muster out there, and that's where they kind of headquarters as they made their ride later on that day. Very proud to host that out at my headquarters on the west side of Indianapolis. And quite frankly, speaking of Legion Riders, I just like to also send my thanks from all my soldiers, airmen, and their families for the loyal support that you give to them at our departure ceremonies, at our welcome home ceremonies, at our yellow ribbon events. When we bring home our fallen in a dignified transfer, when their remains come home, we can always count on the Legion Riders to be there at our funeral services. I don't care if it's 105 degrees or it's 10 below, they're always standing there with their flag, welcoming home and showing their respect to the families. And I say to you, I know I've met many of you. I know many of you are of the Vietnam, Korean War era. I say to you, you did not get a welcome home when you came home. Nobody was there to welcome you home, but you've always been there for those currently serving today. So all our veterans, all our Legionnaires in the room are of that area. Thank you so much, and God bless you, and our nation thanks you. I'm also very proud of the long history and proud relationship the Indiana National Guard has with the American Legion. I know many of you probably know, but I've done my homework a little bit, but November the 11th of 1919, the war to end all wars, Armistice Day, the first Legion conference was held in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And a very, very distinguished Hoosier, a very distinguished Indiana National Guardsman by the name of Colonel Robert Moorhead, who served in World War I as the commander of the 150th Field Artillery, along with his personal staff officer, then Lieutenant Colonel Robert Moorhead Sr. I think many of you know of that name. They were in attendance at that national convention in Minnesota. And I think 16 states made a presentation on where the national headquarters of the American Legion ought to reside. And Colonel Tyndall, very distinguished in World War I, became the mayor of Indianapolis and ultimately a major general, the commanding general of the 38th Division, the longest-serving commanding general of the 38th Division from 1921 to 1943, when the 38th headquarters here in Indiana was called back to war in World War II. They made that presentation and they said to the Legionnaires, if you come to Indiana, we will dedicate 24 acres in downtown Indianapolis to veterans. And our beautiful war memorial began to be built, and that's how this headquarters, your headquarters, came here to Indianapolis. We're very proud of it. Right across the street from the national headquarters was called the Indianapolis Armory, built in 1920s. The Indiana National Guard renamed that in 1960 time period on behalf of Major General Tyndall. We've called it the Tyndall Armory for years. We're very proud of his heritage. We're very proud of his lineage. I also say to you, I'm proud of Indiana, and just share with you a little bit about the Indiana National Guard. You know, Indiana is the 15th largest in population of our nation as far as a state, but we're the 4th largest Army Guard state. It goes, and I'm very proud of the tradition. I'm very proud of the patriotism of our great citizens here as they're willing to join and serve. Since 9/11, we have sent close to 20,000 soldiers and airmen to the fight all over the world. Many of our soldiers and airmen have been deployed for the second and third time, like there is in all your states. Everyone has contributed. 202 Hoosiers have given the ultimate sacrifice. 25 of those are my fellow National Guard soldiers. 21 during my watch as Adjutant General. And I just like to thank my governor, who's going to follow me, that 20 of those 21 services he attended with me, the one he was overseas when it happened. And as I hand the flag to the mother or to the spouse of the American flag, he has always been there and handed the flag of our state of Indiana, and I thank him for that. I'd also like to recognize Senator Richard Lugar, our senior citizen that I know you're going to recognize very, very soon after me, but a Navy veteran intelligence officer. And I just like to leave 36 years. He's been a senator for us. He's been very supportive of all the military, particularly us here in the National Guard. I want to leave you with two things about that sticks out to me about there's all the accomplishments of Senator Lugar, but this has to do with my home. 36 years ago, when he became a brand new junior senator, then General Robert Moorhead Jr., who served in World War II, and you all know him as a great Legionnaire, was a division commander here. And Tony Holman, the owner of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, went to him and said, we need to be able to, it's a 1976, the all-volunteer military had happened. It's the Vietnam War had come down. It was tough to recruit. It was tough to get those to join the rank and wear the uniform of our nation. But they created the Lugar Breakfast, where we would actually, Senator Lugar would enlist at the start-stop line at Indianapolis 500. On the last day of qualifications, they would stop the practice. We would hold a ceremony, and we would enlist and thank those with their families for joining the military and thank them for their service to their country. 36 years he's done it each and every year. He's never missed a day. And this last year, when we did it, we had over 80 soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen join the United States military. He's been a great supporter, and he's served our country and our state well. Well, thank you all for the honor to address you. My grandfather, a Legionnaire, my father was a Legionnaire, and I'm proud to be a Legionnaire. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful conference. Thank you so much.